Hi, I'm Kaylee Herring. I'm 22 years old, enlisted in the United States Air Force, currently stationed in South Korea. I'm striving to get my bachelor's degree in health and wellness through Ashford University. The course I'm taking right now requires us to make a weekly journal on different topics. So this week we are going to be going over the 7 dimensions of wellness. Let's get started with the first dimension, spiritual. This is going to be your morals, ethics, values, beliefs, the things in life that give you a sense of meaning and purpose. Next is social. That's going to be your relationship with others, the way you interact with them, the respect you have for them. Then there's physical, and this encompasses all things that relate to your body's well-being. For example, exercise, nutrition, cutting out the toxic things like smoking or excessive drinking. Then there's emotional. This is your feelings, being able to express them in a safe way, the way you handle stress. Then there's intellectual, which is learning, the constant drive to want to continue to learn, career progression, and accepting new challenges. Then there's occupational, which is your attitude towards your job, being able to find a balance between your job, your family, your friends, the things you enjoy, and accepting new challenges. Finally, there's environmental, which is caring for the environment in which you live and constantly striving to preserve it. We took an assessment that generated scores and told us our weakest dimensions and our strongest dimensions. The one thing that I think I learned from this assessment that surprised me the most is the fact that I don't like to be aware of current social and political issues, and that weakens my intellectual wellness. I scored the lowest in alcohol and other drugs and nutrition, which both would be considered physical. My next lowest was intellectual, and following that was stress control, which falls under emotional. The biggest lifestyle factor that I think contributes to my weakness is probably being in the military, because it's extremely stressful. I'm constantly moving in new locations, away from family and friends, the people I love. And on the nutritional side of things, it's extremely hard to eat healthy sometimes when you're gone from the normal food stores that you would have in the States that you don't have here. When you're trying to eat at the chow hall and you only have certain options to choose from, and sometimes there's not even a healthy option to choose at all. As far as intellectual goes, I'm really a hands-on learner, and I like to see a purpose of everything I do. So learning just to learn isn't necessarily right up my alley. It's definitely something I'm going to have to work on. My 3 strongest dimensions are social, spiritual, and physical. The lifestyle factors I think contributed to my strengths are the way I was raised is probably a big one. My family always raised me with unconditional love and support. They taught me my beliefs and that I had a purpose from as long as I can remember. As far as physical and enjoying sports, it's something I've done since I was in the 3rd grade, which it's always been a stress reliever for me. I found a way out of several hard situations. It also helped me develop my social aspect because you meet friends, you have to learn to communicate and get along with others, and you build relationships through sports that I think is 1 in a million. Finally, throughout this week, I have learned that wellness is a process. It's not a short-term goal. It's not something you achieve and you can check mark it off. It's something you're constantly striving to do, constantly striving to better yourself. Everyone has room for improvement. No one's perfect. And I just think that's one of the biggest things I took from this week. This is going to be all for this week's journal, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you.